My name is Ed Smith. I'm the Associate Director of the CAC program, which is the overall agency organization that runs the ShipWorks Institute. My role in the course is more hands-on from an operational interactive side with the students. The ShipWorks Institute is an initiative that we developed here in San Diego by going out to the ShipWorks the ship repair industry and doing a needs assessment to determine what we could do to help support the workforce in that industry. Industry came up with, we had a series of meetings, and industry says, these are several things that we see for the entry-level person coming into the ship repair industry that makes them unsuccessful. So we decided that we would tailor that curriculum based on that needs assessment to address those 7 or 8 key components to make an individual coming from the street to go into the ship repair industry and to have a head start on being successful as a long-term employee. And we determined that the ship repair industry had a 1,000 person per year attrition rate, and that it was a very viable industry for a targeted population to come into, i.e. you don't have to have a college degree or a high school diploma. You can have some personal challenges that industry will work with. That's typically what that industry is made up of. Mm-hmm. Those individuals that have demonstrated an interest in wanting to get continuously employed, to make a sustainable wage, and a willingness to show up and be prompt, comes into our programs, and if they apply themselves, they can have a career in the ship repair industry. The ship repair industry is a very, very viable industry within the San Diego region. Some of the jobs go all the way up to $80,000 or $90,000 a year if you're a welder or a pipe fitter. And those entry-level positions, many, many times, if someone applies themselves or demonstrates they have the academic abilities and the acumen to move forward, can get into management and leadership. I would say the number one attribute that an individual must demonstrate is a willingness to want to work. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the ability and wherewithal to be punctual and attendance, to show up. And number 3, to work with a diverse workforce population and to be harmonious in that workforce population. We took instructors like yourself and took those basic skills that you develop or that you train people in, i.e. presentation skills, basic English, basic math, grooming, or how to articulate yourself in a workplace and or in an interview. Mesh those skill sets together with what that individual brings to the class from themselves and try to fine-tune it to present themselves as a viable candidate to an employer. We've had 2 classes, so 2 cohorts so far, of approximately 70 students between both cohorts. And at the end of the training, we have a graduation where we actually have a graduation ceremony where we bring individuals' families and their loved ones and their children, because with this diverse population, many, many times, this is the first graduation that they've ever attended or that their family has ever saw them participate in. And we want to instill that pride of that 9 weeks that you finally earned something and that your family's proud of you, and it moves forward, and it builds confidence and self-esteem. Many individuals receive a perfect attendance award from one of our local legislators. We bring in a keynote speaker that's a motivational speaker that tells individuals about the industry, what type of job skills that they're what kind of job opportunities they're moving forward in a new career. But moreover, right at the end of the graduation, we have a job fair. 11 to 15 employers that are actually hiring right now, and many, many of our students get hired right on the spot. I'd venture to say our placement ratio is above 70% of our graduates that are actually in the workforce, earning a sustainable wage, staying in contact, and spreading the word about our program. The program itself is run like business. We run a program where if you miss three classes for whatever the reason is, you're dropped from the program. Because industry standards at certain employers are 1 day. You miss one day within 6 months for whatever the reason, you're terminated. It's a very regimented, or we try to run it like you're working in the workforce now, to get an individual acclimated to being in the workforce and what the real reality of being prompt, being focused, and doing your job. We have several modules. Modules such as yourself, you teach the basic skills, the English, math, and the workplace skills and the soft skills. We also have industry experts. Our students graduate with a national OSHA 10 card for marine services. That means that card is nationally recognized at any shipyard in the country where an individual can move around. We also have a hands-on module where we have an expert in the industry teach people the marine tool environment, how to actually cut, how to drill, how to use grinders, how to use the tools that they typically would use on a daily basis in the workplace. And it's interactive, it's hands-on. There's classroom, but there's also personal demonstration. During the development of the course, we found out what those skill sets are that we need to train people on to be successful. But it's an ongoing partnership. On the beginning of class, we bring industry in also to do a series of presentations about what life on the waterfront looks like. We also have a hands-on tour of the waterfront and taking individuals to the workplace to give them a hands-on experience of what a ship looks like, what the work environment looks like, and have those individuals that are already in the industry come and talk and answer questions on a live interactive basis and say, this is what it's going to look like to be in the workplace.